What's going on? Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm here with Brian and Nick from the team, some of our founders. And what we're going to do today is give a bit of an update on where we're at with the Voyage products. We're going to be talking about shipping and logistics. We're going to be talking about some variations and changes that we had to make with that. Speaking of variations, we're going to be getting into that as well. So I'm going to kick it off by passing it over to Nick. Nick, talk us through our latest shipment, some of our trials and tribulations, and where things are at current state.
Yeah, so officially today, the 23rd of August, we actually shipped off our second full order. Because of how good sales have been in the last couple months, we actually had to airship a portion of the shipment. So just about a third of the total inventory was airshipped. Obviously, there's a cost that goes with air shipping, but it was much needed. At the end of the day, with our sales velocity, we were going to run out of stock with the delays and how long sea shipping took. So we met as a team and discussed the pros and the cons of air shipping and just going straight ocean ship. And it was a no-brainer. And we all decided that eating the cost and it all balanced out at the end to airship 300, just over 300 units, made sense for us to keep rank and to keep kind of the momentum that we built over the last couple months really going strong, especially leading into Q4. We don't want to lose any of the momentum that we built by starting pretty strong out of the gates. So being able to stay in stock, keeping that rank is going to kind of push us forward in a good manner going into Q4. So that's kind of the status of that. A couple of delays, couple of hiccups that we actually found in the inspection process, which is also a key point of getting all your products inspected by third-party services. Notice a little bit of defects that were easily fixed and solved by the supplier and the inspection company. So that caused a little bit of a delay at the end of the day, but all the units are successfully shipped. Brian and myself actually got confirmation today of the tracking information for both parts of the shipment. So we're excited to get some more units in, excited to kind of ramp up some more PPC and really start dialing in our numbers. And we're actually going to dive into the seller board and kind of see where we're on track for the month and kind of how we left off last month.
Yeah, it's been some exciting, honestly, very exciting times. And I feel like we're in a very unique position because, with us being we haven't been out of stock per se, but getting close to running out of stock, like current state, we have a couple hundred units left. And that's why we did decide to go with that air shipment. But with that, we naturally toned ads down. We also got price up. We're at $50 now. With ads toning down, what it really allowed us to do is see what our organic rank did. So, in our previous updates, we talked about launch strategies. In our videos on our YouTube channel, if you guys haven't tuned in, we've made videos with Data Dive, with IntelliRank as well. We talked about what we did to actually launch this product. And more importantly, how we actually are visibly showing from an organic standpoint, which is, in my opinion, the key to winning and being profitable from on Amazon in 2024 and beyond. So I'm going to share my screen here because this is really, really exciting stuff for you guys to see, month to month data and, the impact that it's made on our business. And it's exciting. And, when we talked about doing air shipment, it made a lot of sense because of the numbers that we're seeing. So let me dive into seller board here. A couple things to highlight out of the gates. Okay. Number one, last month, we ended the month just under $15,000 in sales. And we profited virtually $1,600. So looking at our margin, we were, just under 11%. Nothing crazy. The month before, we literally virtually broke even. Okay. So for us to go from a break even to now 11%. And now this month, okay, again, keep in mind, we toned down ads. We're 23 days into the month. We've only spent $1,000 on ads. We really wanted to see what our organic rank did. And as you can see, we've virtually doubled our profit at this point. We're currently profiting nearly 30%, 29%. Okay. And this month, hopefully we're going to end at roughly around 28%, around the same in sales velocity, which is huge. And the biggest thing here is we really toned down ads. Okay. So data dive, what we did on the organic rank side of things, it's really showing that things are working really good for this business. And these numbers here, why we were so confident to do that air shipment, and virtually, I think, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, we were pretty much paying triple the price just to get those 300 units shipped out per unit. Was that correct?
Yeah, you're spot on with that.
Yeah, so triple the price, and we still would be able to do it. But in turn, it's going to allow us to keep our organic rank, maintain sales velocity, and then, strategically over the next couple of weeks, month, we're going to have all those other units trickle in. So huge. You can see we're doing some really big days, anywhere between sometimes 5 units, but as high as 20 units. Yesterday, we did 20 units and we profited 30%. So, very, very consistent for sure. On average, we're doing about 10 units per day. One thing to note is refund rate is still high. Okay. So last month, if we're looking at a refund rate, we did about a 16% refund rate. This month, right now, we're about a 16% refund rate. So I want to chat about that a little bit. What we've done in terms of actually trying to negate that moving forward is, number one, we've changed the product. And I think that's something very, very important to note. And in my opinion, very important to do continuously over all of your orders. Okay. This 1,000 units that we have on the way right now, we didn't change anything. The main intent of that was because of not running out of stock. But in that process of getting those produced, we sampled, we changed, we reiterated the product, made it have a lot more structural integrity. We made sure that the areas that were ripping, for example, weren't ripping. And on top of that, we also implemented some back-end things. Okay. So on our insert card, okay, we made sure we included a call to action. And this is actually on this current order. We did put this as well. We had a call to action with an instructional video on how to use the product. One common thing that we're seeing on a return standpoint is with the carrying case and how the product is, a lot of people don't know how to open it and get access to the jewelry organizer. So what we strategically did was we actually put the insert card directly on that zipper that says, get access to your jewelry organizer here. So small things that we're doing. And we also created a very robust video or instructional video that's going to be well edited. And the goal with that is really to walk them through exactly how to open your product, how to use your product, and to how to close your product. So we're hoping that negates it. Again, we also changed product quality. There's a lot of small things that we did on this new order that we're about to place, which let's chat about now. So 2,200 units we're about to place an order on. We are going to be doing 1,600 units of our current product. Okay. And then on top of that, we're going to be actually branching out and doing variations, adding colors in specific. Okay. We're adding a tan, we're adding a pink, and we're adding a gray. Those 3 colors, very consistent across, packing cube market, also our competitors. And we know that that's a missing component in terms of increasing our conversion rate on our listings and really competing with our competitors, making sure that a customer that does come in, okay, has the ability to hopefully stay in our listing and choose the color that they want instead of exploring other options. Do we want to talk about conversion right now? Probably. I think it's a good segue, right? Okay. Which I think is a perfect segue. What we've been working on and what's so exciting in my eyes is we're extremely profitable with, in my opinion, a low click-through rate compared to the market and a low conversion rate. So these variations hopefully is going to help us increase our conversion, but we're scratching the surface in terms of listing optimization as well. We're currently working on main images, and we're also working on doing a deep dive into our listing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pass it over to Mike. I think what we'll do first is kind of start off with just looking at demographics, the data that Amazon gives us in terms of who's purchasing our product and how can we make adjustments to really tailor and hone in on those people.
Yeah, so in a future video, we're going to break down the click-through, the conversion, how all of these things work and how they relate specifically to our brand and product. What we really wanted to focus on first, that we have a big opportunity to do now with our new order, as well as any image changes that we can make to our listing, which typically take a little longer time than just updating your listing copy or updating other small components, is hone in on who our target demographic is, really start to tailor our offer, our product, our positioning towards that person now that we have the data. So what we are able to see here, I'll share my screen. We have actual data from our brand published by Amazon. So we know the accuracy, the demographics of who's purchasing our products. So there's some key areas that I'm going to walk you through and highlight here. And so on the left-hand side, this talks about both the unique customers as well as the ordered units. So people can order multiple units, but the thing that we really want to pay attention to is the unique customers. Who are the people buying our items? So we're looking at the most recent data of the most recent quarter. And as we can see, first we're going to be taking a look at age range. The vast majority of people really fall in to these two segments, anywhere from about 35 to 54 years old, with the largest segment of people actually purchasing between 45 and 54 years old. Now, everyone here on our team is much younger, within the 25 to 34 age range bracket. And we thought that the majority of our customers would be in this band. So it's really interesting to see this information. It helps us understand who actually buys and uses our product. And so we can tailor the way we position it more towards that. We're going to talk about our avatar, customer avatar, here in a second as well. Some other interesting information and data that Amazon provides is income brackets. Okay. And this is all of the prime customers that are purchasing our items. And they actually tell you the income brackets based on how much that they're likely to make, all the way from 50,000 upwards of 250,000. So as you can see, we're relatively spread evenly between all these different demographics, with some of the higher bands being all the way on the lower side and the higher side, meaning pretty much everyone will buy our product regardless of how much money they make, despite us being one of the most premium priced products in the market currently. We can also learn about education. So most people that buy our products are going to have some sort of college education, if not a full bachelor's degree, with high school and graduate degrees coming second. So most people that buy our items then are in that 45 to 54 band with some sort of college education. Very interesting as well. We move on to gender. We have male and female. So we have over double the amount of females actually purchase our item versus males, meaning women are buying this, and probably likely women are buying this for other people as well. And then lastly, we see marital status. Are they married? Are they single? That helps us also tailor that offer and that image towards that type of person as well. So this helps us to really understand exactly what type of customer is buying, so that we can ensure that we continue to attract that kind of person with what we're putting out in the world. Another thing I want to pay attention to, this is in Data Dive. This is called our AI product brief. And so what happens is we take all of our information, all of our competitors' information, and artificial intelligence will actually take all of that info, smash it together, and tell us who we should be targeting for our customer avatars. And they rank it from 1 to 10 on who's most likely to be buying your items and who do buy your competitor items as well. And so some things that we were very sure on in the beginning and are validated for us are frequent business travelers, okay, being our number one customer avatar, which makes sense with our age range, which makes sense with our education as well. They're probably corporate, probably a little bit more educated as well. So frequent business travel is our number one avatar by far. Next, we have a vacation enthusiast. So someone who loves to travel and explore new destinations. And then we have a minimalist traveler as well. And all of these things make sense because our core product is really a product that you can store your clothes in and other accessories for about a 3 to 5 day period. That's our current product out in the market. So people that are traveling for business are usually traveling for a shorter period of time, right? People that travel for vacations, and then people that do travel but with just less things, minimalist travelers, are all our target market. And we ran this before and after launching our product. And so all of this data is really validating what we're currently doing and giving us a really good direction to move forward in when it comes to being able to tailor our offer in the future. So Brian, I want to stop sharing and I want to talk a little bit about what we're currently doing to innovate when it comes to like our main image and how we're targeting that offer with both variations and changes we're making to the images.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna share my screen here in a second here, but One thing I think is really cool is the Amazon data and the AI product brief. That data makes sense. We typically see people that are educated. Now our top persona is business traveler, right? We typically see people that have the marital status, right? I guess when it comes to marital status, females make sense to purchase this product. So I'm gonna make a note here in a second in regards to what we're gonna be doing on how we can specifically target that. But the data from the demographic standpoint and the actual data that we're getting from our actual sales on Amazon versus what we see in the AI product brief is eye-opening and really, really cool to see. Now, how do we take advantage of that? Like I mentioned before, our click-through is low and we're being extremely profitable. Our conversion is low and we're extremely profitable. So we're scratching the surface when it comes to this. And I truly believe that there's a cadence to how we're going to optimize things. And the first thing that we did was we wanted to improve click-through rate. We wanted to get more people into our listing to begin with. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share my screen here. We had Andre, the owner of Product Pinion. He's working really, really closely with the FBA studio here just to work on our main images here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is just showcase some different variants on how we're going after this. So what we wanted to do, I mean, your basic principles when it comes to main image is, high quality, high depth image, taking up as much white space as possible. So these are some of the variations. We really wanted to showcase the product as a whole. So current state, to give you perspective, number one, we don't actually have this portion in the actual image currently. We don't have it not filled out in there as well, right? So we took these variations and we ran a split test. We didn't really come with a conclusive answer, okay, which is fine because what we're doing is we're looking at all this data and we're making reiterations, closing gaps, and small things like that. So on our next update, what we'll do is we'll give you an update in regards to hopefully us finding a winner. But with that being said, what this allows us to do and start with, okay, talking about cadence when it comes to split testing, we're trying to figure out a winning format first, okay? And then our next thing is to go ahead and actually target those 3 avatars, right? So we talked about business traveler. We're going to take the top 3 avatars that the AI product brief gave us. Frequent business traveler, vacation enthusiast, and minimalist traveler. Considering those people and also considering that this product is going to be used for probably a weekend or a smaller trip, in other words, a carry-on 3 to 5 days, what does that person typically actually pack with? Right. And that way they can visually see like, hey, I'm purchasing this product because I'm going on a small trip here. This is exactly what I would use my product for. Everything from the jewelry brought, everything from the toiletries brought, and everything from the actual clothing brought as well. Okay. And then we'll take it a step further after we make a variation of each one of those. And we'll do a male and a female version as well, changing out the assets. We're likely going to see the female version win, especially looking at that demographic data on Amazon. But we're going to do some preliminary split tests. We might even run an Amazon experiment amongst the two and see which one's going to win. Again, looking at that data, it's probably going to be the female versions. So really cool. This is the power of leveraging data to make more analytical decisions. And like I said, it's exciting because we're getting some phenomenal numbers and we're truly scratching the surface without even changing ads. Getting more people to our listing and converting more of those people just means we're going to get more and more profitable.
Yeah, and an incredible call out there was the data that we're able to have, the data from Amazon now. But when we were just first starting out, we had to rely on data from other sources like Data Dive, for example. And when we tailored our listing, our product, the copy inside of our listing, we built it off of that. And now we're seeing success to the point where, frankly, we can't keep up. And we're ordering more inventory and we're constrained on the cash flow side more than other areas, which is a good place to be in. So as we start to catch up over the next few weeks here in terms of inventory, we now have a clear path because we did the analysis before we even spent a dime. We analyzed all of the information that we got as we were starting to sell. And now that we have a few months under our belt, we've now verified that information versus the thoughts we had in the beginning. And we have that very clear path forward. And so now we can take that, make these smaller changes and tweaks, and we know what levers that we can actually pull, and we can start to see these numbers grow. So on the next update video, I want you to stay tuned to it. We're going to dive in. We're going to take a look at our click-through rate, our conversion rate. We're going to show you all of the changes that we've made and where we're currently at. And then over time, we'll be able to see these things increase and grow. And as always, we'll share the numbers, we'll share the behind the scenes. We're holding nothing back here. So overall, thank you so much for your time and attention today. If you like the video, if you like the journey that we're going on here together, make sure that you're smashing that like button. Helps out the channel more than you could ever imagine. Make sure you're subscribed and hitting that notification bell as well. That'll notify you every single time that we put out a new video. You can get the update videos with our sponsors, update videos with our teams, and watch us really build $1 million brand live. That's it for this one, and we'll see you in the next video.